Hello, you're listening to Chase Your Enthusiasm with your host, Chase Elaine O'Donnell. Hi, that's me. Wow, happy to be back. Happy Tuesday, or whatever day you're listening to this. I record this on Tuesday, but I don't get it out till like Tuesday night. It's probably Wednesday for you. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so anyways, Happy New Year. Wait, what am I saying? Happy Wednesday. Happy New Year. It's the first episode of 2022. Can you believe this? 2020 was 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. I'm just like, let that digest for a second because it feels like it was yesterday. And 2021 just seemed like an extension of 2020. And I don't know how we got here, but we're here. It's 2022. And I always love the beginning of January because it's a fresh start. I love New Year's resolutions. And this year, in case you wanted to know my New Year's resolutions, I don't know if you were interested, but I'm going to go ahead and share. This year, my resolutions are more of ideas, not like set in stone things to do. I just want to feel less stressed this year. I want to feel less anxious because when I look back at my 2021, I realized I was doing really cool things this past year. I had a wonderful year in hindsight, but in the time like living through it, I felt really stressed. I'm looking back and going, I didn't need to be stressed. It was actually a really wonderful year, and that stress could have it didn't have to be there. And I think that means implementing things like meditating and working out. And honestly, a lot of the things I talked about season 1 of Chase Your Enthusiasm, just making all that stuff a regular part of my routine. Is that too ambitious of a resolution to get rid of anxiety? I don't know. I don't think so. I think I can do it. I do tend to set my goals way high, but I'm used to it. I'm used to not following through with what I say is going to happen. I also want to perform on a late night comedy show like Jimmy Fallon. You shoot for the stars and you might end on the moon. What is it? Shoot for the moon and you might end up in the stars. Isn't the moon closer? What is that saying? You guys have heard it. Last episode, I changed it up a bit. I reviewed episode 1 of Curb Your Enthusiasm, since the show is a little play on words from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I worked on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I have so much to say about it. I just thought to myself, what the heck am I doing not reviewing these episodes? I got a really nice response from you guys that you wanted to hear more about this season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I'm actually so excited. I'm going to do episode 2 today. But before we get into that, I will share some stand-up shows. Tomorrow, which is Wednesday, which might be the day you're listening to this, I don't know. I have an open mic, but I have an open mic. You guys don't need to go to that. Why am I telling you about my open mic? Okay. Then on the 7th, I'll be in San Diego with Don't Tell Comedy. On the 8th, I'm doing Nightcap in LA. The 12th, I'm going to try again for The Moth. A couple episodes ago, I was letting you know that I really, really want to do The Moth. It's a storytelling show. I went in December. They did not call my name. I'm going to go again and see if my name gets called. And I'm still going to tell my Sweet Life of Zach and Cody story. So I really hope they call me. I'm also very nervous. The 14th and 15th, I'm with Christina P. in Brea at the Brea Improv. That's in Orange County. And then the 20th through 22nd, I'm in New York with Christina P. At the Gramercy Theater. So, January is busy. Lots of shows, including an open mic. I was in Omaha for New Year's and performing stand-up, and it was so much fun. I was with 2 comedians named Tommy Ryman and Derek Stroop, and they are so funny. The audience was roaring. They tore the house down. I was just humbled to be on the same show as those two comedians. Please check them out. They are absolutely hysterical, and I'm so lucky to call them my friends now. I don't know if they call me, but I'm calling them my friends. Okay, that's all the funny business we got going on. Now into episode 2 of season 11 of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Here we go.
We are so excited about this show, right? We've been talking about it.
Okay, so the episode starts. They're back at the Netflix building, which is a WeWork in real life, not the actual Netflix building. And the execs are going, so you want Maria Sofia Estrada as the lead. How did you find her? I'm just kind of chuckling to myself throughout this whole scene. Because she's so bad. And I'm coming up with excuses. This is good. So, one of these network execs, his name is Brandon Kyle Goodman. I would always look up who was coming in to set so that I was prepared and knew who I was going to be meeting. And I looked up Brandon Kyle Goodman, and he was in the Netflix movie Feel the Beat. Now, if you don't know the movie, I think it's the best movie of 2020. It came out in 2020. It is sensational. It's about a dancer who, has to leave New York, and she starts a little dance competition team in her hometown. Some would call it cheesy. I greeted Brandon Kyle Goodman and I said, "You have no idea. I am a huge fan of Feel the Beat." And he started laughing because I don't think anyone has ever told him that they are a huge fan of Feel the Beat. It's a children's film. It would. I don't think it has ever gotten any accolades. I truly believe it was a really strong film. He got a kick out of me telling him how great that movie was. So we bonded from the get-go. I was just honored to be in his presence. But who I was even more honored to be in the presence of was Dylan O'Brien, who plays himself in this episode, and that is who the network execs want to play young Larry. And I actually have always been a big Dylan O'Brien fan since he was on Teen Wolf. Obviously, he is a heartthrob. Did I get Dylan O'Brien's number? Yes, I do have it. Did I think about texting him just now and saying, "Hey, do you want to come be a guest on Chase Your Enthusiasm?" It did cross my mind, but I think he would go, "Who are you? What?" And it would just be awkward, so I didn't text him. But I do have his number. In this scene, Larry David's double, his stand-in, is in the background. That's just a fun fact. Okay, so Jeff just tells Larry he got a receptionist at his dentist office pregnant and paid her to get an abortion. Doesn't this seem like a really heavy topic for Curb Your Enthusiasm? It just seems a little heavy. That's all I'm saying. So basically, what just happened, the network execs want Larry and Jeff to go to the concert of Dylan O'Brien to see him in person and to meet him and see if he'll play young Larry. So let's go to the concert. Okay, Dylan O'Brien is a great performer. I was not there for the song and dance number. I know that the rehearsal for this was hours long. There was a huge debate for hours if he should wear a beanie or not, because if he didn't wear the beanie, he was going to have to get a haircut. But if he did wear the beanie, he was going to be wearing a beanie under really hot lights for like 5 hours. Eventually, he decided to wear the beanie, but let me tell you, it was one of the biggest debates of the entire season. So much drama went into, is he going to wear this beanie or not? I think it was a great choice. I'm looking at the outfit. The beanie really worked. Good for Dylan O'Brien. He really got into it. This was comedy. He's not really a comedy guy, I didn't think. And now I think he is. So Larry and Jeff put in little like pieces of tissue paper so they don't have to hear. I've never found that actually works that well, but for the sake of the show, it works. He goes, I'm moving to the country. I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. I mean, I'd listen. I'd listen to this band. I think Dylan O'Brien should really think about starting his own band because this is really good. So now we're backstage. Larry and Jeff get caught with, the tissue in their ears. By the way, when this scene was happening, there's like, a lot of young girls working on the set, and we all were big fans of Dylan, and it kind of became a competition. Who's Dylan gonna eat lunch with, and who's Dylan gonna talk to while they're not filming? And we were all kind of just like, we were at the ready for Dylan O'Brien. Hey Dylan, hey. Like I stood next to Dylan in line at lunch, and it was like a really big deal. But then I had to go back to base camp, which is where all the trailers are, so I couldn't sit with him, and he was a little bummed. My memory might be remembering this wrong, but how I remember it, he was really bummed that I had to go back and couldn't eat lunch with him. So that's how I remember it, and I'm just going to let it stay like that. It was a fun day. Just like on a personal note, if I was at a show and I saw that someone had tissues in their ear, I wouldn't be upset per se. I would give you like, oh, I get it. It's really loud. So I don't understand why Dylan's character is so upset. They put tissues in their ear. They were still there. Anyway, he doesn't like them. So anyways, we go back to Netflix. They say Dylan's really upset. You're going to have to make it up to him. And Larry's like, okay. By the way, like all these scenes at Netflix, they're like all separate scenes throughout episode 1 and 2, but we filmed them all on the same day. Okay, so Larry makes his way to the dentist, but this is where Jeff had his affair with the receptionist, and he's overhearing her say things like, I bought really expensive earrings. So he thinks she didn't get the abortion and she's using the money on herself for earrings and vacations. So scandalous. This is scandalous. So Larry's dentist is playing Greek music, and he goes home, and JB's like, I tell my dentist whatever they play, whatever I want them to play. Stripper music, bossa nova. Um, JB is so funny. He's so funny. He's so funny in person. It just isn't it nice to know that someone that's so funny and on a show is also so nice in real life. He's one of the sweetest, loveliest, most genuine humans ever. And then on this show, he's like he's hysterical. I'll tell him to play stripper music. I don't do his impression very well, but he's so funny. Oh, and here comes Angel Muffin. So Mary Ferguson, number 2, she has a dog named Angel Muffin, and she's leaving him with Larry and JB Leon while she goes out of town. And hilarity ensues. Angel Muffin is it is a hysterical name for a dog. If your towels weren't so ratty, I wouldn't have to talk about it. I do like this little like B story about ratty towels. He's saying he likes them ratty. Larry makes his towels ratty. I do like a ratty towel. I think soft is too soft, to be honest. I think you dry off better when it's ratty. Okay. So Larry David is now trying to apologize to Dylan O'Brien, and Dylan O'Brien has opened an outdoor dog restaurant, which he says is the first of its kind, which is definitely not the first of its kind. And Larry brings Angel Muffin. And, Dylan likes this. He likes that he has his dog. Of course, the receptionist that Jeff has had an affair with is at the restaurant talking about her, extravagant trip she's going on. So he's leaning over, and as he does, Angel Muffin runs away, and then Larry refuses to call out the name Angel Muffin because it's too embarrassing for him. So he lets the dog get run over. Now, in the original script that we had, Angel Muffin dies, but they decided it was too intense and too serious for the dog to die. It would make a lot of people upset. So now you hear Angel Muffin whimpering as to make it appear as though he has survived. That was a change. They wanted to keep it friendly. We've got the abortion talk going on, so now they didn't want the dead dog too. I mean, it's getting really heavy this episode. So the whole reason, so Larry's talking to Dylan. The whole reason Dylan was going to need a haircut and why he wore the beanie in the show is because we filmed this scene like 5 months earlier. It was like one of the first scenes we filmed, and then the concert was one of the last scenes we filmed. So it was another year. Like this was 2020, the concert was 2021. So his hair was very different, and that's why the beanie conversation was a whole thing. Okay, so that is how Larry David leaves Netflix. He goes, I talked to the maintenance guy about the toilet seat not being able to stay up. Who am I supposed to believe? The maintenance guy or Don Jr.? I thought that was really funny. Okay, so now Mary Ferguson number 2 is Sayonara. There were so many Mary Fergusons this season. You don't know how many Mary Ferguson signs I had to make because that was their name on the cast list. It was Mary Ferguson 1, Mary Ferguson 2, Mary Ferguson 3, Mary Ferguson 4, Mary Ferguson 5. There were so many Mary Fergusons. It was like every day I was making a new Mary Ferguson cast list sign and all this stuff. So, oh God, we got another one out of there. Now we're on to Mary Ferguson 3. So he put his little paper earbuds in, full circle. He could not listen to the Greek music, but he didn't get the inside scoop about the janitor or the abortion. So turns out she had it. She got the abortion. So all is good. Wow, what an episode. It is fun seeing it all together. Like I said, like scenes from that show were shot months and months and months apart. So watching it all together is like, oh whoa, they knew what they were doing. That was a really lovely through line of an episode. We learned a lot. We learned a lot through this. We learned that people don't like it when you wear paper earbuds, ratty towels. People also get offended by. And I think we learned how funny Dylan O'Brien is. I was in love with Dylan O'Brien, and now I'm extra in love with Dylan O'Brien. That was a strong performance. Okay. Anyways, we did it. We got through the episode. Thank you for listening to my quick little recap. Before I go, I would love to pick out a little, not a tarot card, but I like my crazy sexy love notes to do with you. So let's see what we're going to pick out. I'm going to grab this one. Ooh, unplug. Recharge your soul batteries by unplugging from the digital world. Connect with yourself by disconnecting from distractions such as other people's to-do lists. Take a stroll. The best way to generate fresh and innovative ideas is to balance the virtual and natural worlds. The birds and the trees have just as much to teach you as the internet. Oh, isn't that right? I do just love that. You know what I did is set a time limit on my phone. If you go to settings and go to time limit, okay, I might be wrong, but it's something like that. I have it set so I can only be on Instagram and TikTok for 30 minutes a day. How about that? So it's only been 2 days, but we'll see how that goes. I think that's it's probably beneficial for all of us to do something like that. And I agree, just going outside and taking a walk. You know, I eat this stuff up. So this week, maybe spend a little less time on your phone and a little more time outside. If it's not like -7 degrees. In California, it's like 50 degrees here. So I'm just bragging now. In Omaha, it was -7. I've never been so cold. So, you know, don't go outside if it's gonna really harm you. But definitely do something this week that makes you happy, whether it's taking 5 minutes extra in the shower or, you know, uh, painting a picture or doing yoga. It's just something for you, as tiny as it can be. I really hope that you have an amazing, amazing start to 2022 and that all your resolutions and dreams come true. All right. Alrighty then. Get out there and chase your enthusiasm.